Hey guys, Lola Selena here. I also go by Island Turtle. Welcome to BOMISpirit. So I'm doing kind of an impromptu live here. I don't have my tripod or anything, so I'm holding this with my hands. So we'll see how long we hang out here for. First of all, I'm recording this on the 20th of December, so it is between the new moon Sag and the winter solstice. And I hope you guys, first of all, are just having a really great day, a great time, a great weekend, a great holiday season for those who are celebrating anything. I wanted to come on here to just kind of talk a little bit about the energies. Um, yeah, and I can see we're starting to get a couple people in here, so I'm gonna wait a little bit for the chat to kind of fill up. Let me make sure all the chats are on here. Excuse me. We did do the New Moon Sag Hangout already on Patreon a couple days ago, or was that just yesterday? Oh Lord, I can't even remember. No, I think that was a couple of days ago. I'm so unhinged right now. Oh gosh. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I've got quite a few stuff to talk about actually for very different groups of people. So as we get into this, just know and understand that there may be something in this for you, but not all of it may be for you. So just, oh, beautiful. A magpie just flew by. Magpies can be significant for somebody here. But yeah, just take what's for you and leave everything else for who it's actually for. Okay. Again, I'm gonna try not to move the camera too much because I don't have my tripod. I'm gonna do my best. But let's talk about some of the current energies right now. So first of all, this new moon Sag, which was the peak of it, was yesterday. We're still kind of in the energies though. An amazing new moon, very deep, very fiery for some, very clarifying for some. Everyone's a little different here. But something about the new moon and the current energies that is important to, I think, for anyone to just be aware of it, depending on what you're experiencing. The past informing the present. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean deep shadow work. I don't mean like ruminating. I don't mean like diving into the depths and making yourself crazy. That's not, and picking things apart. That's not what I mean with the past informing the present. It feels more like acknowledging from a distance the past and looking at it through a lens that's empowering to you in the present, that helps to shift your present. I think that's the best way to articulate it. There is some fixed star energy that's definitely supporting this, and I talked about it on Patreon quite a bit on the Hangout. But around Chiron, we have a couple fixed stars, Akamar and Baton Kaitos. One referring to the journey, because it's part of the Eridanus constellation, which is also known as the river. Akamar sits at the end of it. So it's almost like it highlights what happens when you get to the end of the tail of the snake, if you will. What happens when you get to the tail of the end of a chapter or a phase or life itself, right? So it's like kind of brings in that death energy, also brings in that birth energy, also brings in clarity, but also brings in success, also brings in elevation of some kind. But Baton Kaitos is so interesting of a fixed star. It's actually a star that sits in the belly of the sea monster, the belly of the Cetus constellation, and so it does highlight very sticky situations or karmic situations or patterns or challenges and things like that, and your ability to find your way out of it or your ability to overcome the belly of the beast kind of stuff. So all of that's been circulating around Chiron, right? And has been part of this new moon energy in a really clarifying and supportive way. But there's some other fixed stars. I'm not going to get too into information here in this video, but sorry, I'm just watching the birds. I love watching the birds just doing their thing. Again, this past informing the present to help you get out of the belly of the beast, slay the beast if you need to, get out of your own way if you need to. But again, I want to be clear. It's not to pick apart the past. It's not to go in circles with the past. It's not to beat yourself up. It's not to get in like deep, dark, heavy, emotional, drowning in your own waters kind of energy. It's not that. It's acknowledging from a distance what has taken place through a lens of your own choosing that is empowering for you now, in a way where you can shift yourself out of sticky cycles, patterns, situations, painful situations, repetitive situations, etc. So some people are definitely experiencing that. And for some, this may also come about actually by way of interacting with other people, having very real, very empowering, authentic conversations with people, or allowing yourself to just listen to people that you don't normally listen to. That I think is also a huge theme for some people. Another way this could come about, this kind of clarity, allowing yourself to explore the self through passion, through play, through that like saggy energy. Oh man, this is like really wish I had my tripod, but that's okay. However that's coming about for you. Now, also in terms of the past informing the present, there may be very like mystical ways this comes about depending on who you are as a person and how your life is. So a little bit of story time here, and then we'll get back to some of the current energies. On the new moon, I woke up on the day of the new moon, and I had every intention of doing an Aloha Friday. But I woke up and my grandfather was with me, you know, who's been dead for like 30 some years. And I was like, okay, like he's clearly coming up for a reason. He clearly wants to be with me right now for a reason. So I just kind of sat with that and let him just show me what he wanted to show me, tell me what he wanted to tell me. Oh man, this is like, hold on. Let's see. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's so much better. And he was with me kind of all day, to be honest with you. He was with me kind of all day. And it was so interesting because it's like through him, I was seeing a different lens of the past that was also very much informing my present. So again, to say how this comes about for you may not be textbook in terms of astrology interpretation, or even in a way that you anticipate. It could be very unexpected or very bizarre or very out there or very otherworldly. Okay. Also part of the current energies that we have, let's talk about the snake and the horse a little bit. Oh, comments froze for a second. I was like, where is everybody? I see a bunch of people in here. Let's see. It seems magical. I love it. Oh, when she waves her hand across the screen. Oh, I needed that laugh. Where was I? That totally distracted me. The snake and horse energy. So let's talk about that for a minute, because there have been a lot of people obviously speaking to the Chinese astrology that we have going from the year of the snake to the year of the horse. That is absolutely happening. In February, we'll be moving into the fire horse year. That's not the only reason why snakes and horses are coming up so predominantly this weekend, this week, this period of time. We have also some astrology, including fixed stars, that are really highlighting the snake, the dragon, the horse, the centaur, Sagittarius. Ptolemy is one of those fixed stars that's been working with Lilith. They said you're jumping. I know. Sorry. Let me come back. I'm jumping. Let's back it up. Let's back it up a little bit. So with this new moon, there were two important fixed stars that were circulating around this conjunction that we had with Venus and Juno and the new moon. One of them is called Edaman. It literally sits in the right eye of the dragon, also known as the serpent. And it does come with this innate wisdom and sight that we have through snake medicine, that we have through dragon spirit energy. And that can be sight through the shadow. That can be sight of the dark side of the moon, if you will. Meaning things that have been hidden being revealed, but also things that have been darker, unpleasant truths that maybe have been, you know, any one of us could have been struggling with accepting or seeing or acknowledging, but this is a time to see and acknowledge that, no matter how painful that might be, or no matter how unpleasant that may be. There's always liberation in that kind of truth. There's empowerment in that kind of truth, even if it's about yourself. Okay. We also have had Lisath, which I like. We were talking about this on the Patreon hangout. Every time I bring that up, we always like mention Queen of the Damned. We always mention that movie because of Lisath, right? Another interesting fixed star that actually has been supporting Venus since yesterday. And that comes with a very probing intellect. It's actually very mercurial, even though it technically has more of a like corrosive, harmful kind of connotation. It does sit in the stinger of the Scorpion constellation. So it does come with all of that, right? But it also has hardcore mercurial, probing, intellectual insight, ability to see what's beyond the surface, ability to read people, ability to read what's really going on in a situation and to use that to your benefit, no matter how you use that to your benefit. That supporting Venus has been allowing people to really, again, see into themselves and also to see into people that they're interacting with and patterns around relationships and pleasure and money. Money's in there too because it is Venus. In that same vein, because Juno's right there with Venus, bonds and commitments, devotion. whether that's relational or not, whether that's to yourself or not, whether that's to passion or pleasure. I just heard pain. Just gonna let that sit in the space. Or to pain. Interesting. It's like me, it's doing all kinds of things to my body as I said that. Almost need to like sit, I almost like need to let that like run out of the space for a minute. Being able to see through this eye of the serpent, eye of the scorpion, eye of the dragon, whatever's coming up for you. The shadow, the intuition, intellect, whatever. The void. all of them apply here. They're just labels, they're just words. How those bonds, those commitments, those devotions have been harming you or helping you. Or in that same vein, what you're not devoted to, what you're not committed to, what you're not honoring. I just heard contracts. Can be also harmful or helpful, right? So what you're involved in or not involved in, right? So just aligning to that level of like, oh, this is for me. Ooh, this is actually good for me. Ooh, this is going to offer growth, or this doesn't, or this has been toxic the whole time and now I see it, etc., etc., etc. The pause wanted to happen there. Now, this horse energy. I love this horse energy. I love it. So again, I'm not speaking specifically to the Chinese Astrology Association here. I'm speaking to the current, very current astrology with stars themselves in this present moment. Ptolemy. So Ptolemy is a fixed star that's been working with Lilith. And is still working with Lilith. And Lilith is then, like, it's just crossing the border into Sagittarius and Tropic. So Scorpio to Sag. Ptolemy sits at 29 degrees Scorpio. And is in the left forefoot, I believe, of the centaur. Pretty sure that's correct. I know it's the left side, the feminine side. But Ptolemy, there comes with a few connotations. It actually translates to hereto or hereafter. So again, the past versus the future versus like vantage point of the present moment kind of a thing. Kind of a little bit of prophetic energy there too. But it is directly associated with horses, which I always think is like really fascinating and really interesting. And I always say this every time I bring it up because it is just interesting literature to look into. If you have late degree Scorpio, early degree Sag rising, you probably do have a strong connection to animals or veterinary medicine or horses and all of that stuff. It's just very interesting. But anyway, that's not the point. The other thing with Ptolemy is it likes to pinpoint and focus on liberation from restrictions of freedom. I'll say that again. Liberation or revolt, actually the revolt comes up in the literature, liberation or revolt from restrictions of freedom. And with Lilith, that's just amplified even more. And with that Scorpio Sag energy, that's also amplified even more because both of those signs like to get deep into the depths of what is being held or repressed or forgotten, not acknowledged, and make it rise and be seen and embraced in truth and in light. That's why they, you know, Scorpio and Sag, it's like that's what they do with each other, being neighbors with each other. But with Lilith, that does highlight the primal self, the primal nature, raw nature itself as just, you know, being a human on this planet. Also fears that could be getting in the way, insecurities that could be getting in the way, repressed passions, etc. as well, that could be wanting to be recovered from the depths, right, of self, whether that's out of the shadow or just a pure, very pure sense of passion and drive and desire from the heart space. That's also what we're in right now. So it's an interesting window. So much freedom to be had, so much review slash, how do I want to say? Recalibrating the lens of the present. I think that's a good way to say it. Through the eye of the serpent and the dragon. It's beautiful imagery in all of what we're talking about right now. 1414 as I said that. So use that to your benefit. Acknowledge that, however it's coming up for you. Thank you. There may be little like bleeds from the past, like old synchronicities coming up that like haven't been important to you in recent days. Like maybe like stuff from like years ago that was really important to you coming up and you're like, why is this coming up right now? Again, it's just the past informing you, right? Visitations, like as an example, like how my grandfather showed up. Things like that. Old places. Old haunts. That's a word that wants to come through. Old haunts. Now, I want to move on to Is this my final message today? This is probably my final message today. For those who resonated with the Lionhearted message and the little post that I did, if you didn't see the post, I basically just shared a song. That's all. I just shared a music video. Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken by Pink. That like showed up in my feed and I watched it and I was like, oh, this is for the Lionhearted. So I shared that. If you didn't catch it and you resonated with the Lionhearted reading, I would really listen to that. There may be something very activating in that for you, very emotional in that for you. But the Lionhearted message. For those who resonated with that, there may be some of you who are experiencing, I'm hearing micro shifts. I don't know if they feel so micro, because I'm holding that collective. I've been holding that collective the last couple of days, in your heart space. And you may feel this very physically. They're saying it's micro shifts, but I'm like, I think it's being physically felt, which to me doesn't seem micro, but whatever. Micro just meaning small. But however you're experiencing that, you may be feeling like physical sensations in your heart space. You may be having waves of emotion, but it's like, it's in waves is what it feels like. It's in waves, like digestible waves is what I'm actually being told. Ooh, just got a huge pitch in my right ear. Yeah, shifts that are happening in microwaves. And even as I say that, there is so much more shifting than you realize. I think this is why they're saying it's micro, because it's like there's big shit being moved around in your heart space for those who resonated with that message. But the way it's manifesting on the surface, I want to say, is actually not very clear. Like, you may feel the physical sensations, you may have little bits of emotion. Your thought, like what you're focusing on, may even be wanting to shift, but I can still feel like almost like a fogginess around it, or like a quiet energy around it. Like you're moving through it, even if you don't fully understand it. And even outside of that, it feels like there's so many other bigger things that are shifting for you, for the Lionhearted. I'm getting threshold and timeline. Oh, goodness spirit. Okay, how do I articulate this? Especially if you also resonate with the past informing your present, or you utilize that intentionally by reflecting a little bit from a distance. They keep emphasizing that, from a distance. That as you're shifting in this present moment, your heart is also shifting and your body is also shifting. And you may be like, I feel like for those who resonated with that and resonating everything what I'm saying right now, you're approaching a point in time, in your present time, of irrevocable change, that there is no going back. And I want to say it's more like there is no going back to the state your heart was in. That's how that wants to land. Like, your heart can't shift back after this. It's just how it's being relayed to me. And any way you relate to that, shift yourself within yourself. There is no going back. Some of you, I'm almost getting like, and this is where some fogginess comes in. You may also be wondering, like, if other things in your life can never go back. I almost want to say, don't worry about that. It's your life. You do what you need to do. It's your life. You know what I mean? I'm not your guru. I'm just a messenger. You're your guru, right? But I feel like there's almost a concern about that. Or a thought about that. Almost like literally want to say that's just going to be distracting from what's happening in this moment. So just enjoy this window. And if you are in this like Lionhearted group and you're resonating with all of that, let the shift happen, let the shift land. Try not to intellectualize it too much. I actually want to say, try to like have some fun. Try to like live in the kind of saggy energy we have, even though we're going into winter solstice. Okay, actually I do have one more message and then I'm going to go. 1919 as I said that. As we're reaching winter solstice here in the northern hemisphere, summer solstice in the southern hemisphere, you know, are we shifting seasons? Yes. Are we shifting seasons that call for one, rest and recovery and downtime, and the other, living life to the fullest? Yes. It doesn't mean you need to honor it that way. And this is definitely a message that wanted to be said today. With the winter solstice / summer solstice, depending on where you are, just honor whatever cycle you're in. Try to do that. Try not to get caught up too much in what other people are doing. or even what the season is saying to do. I don't know, it wants to be said that way. But I feel like for some there may be a temptation to be like, oh, it's winter, it's time to like rest, it's time to just be down, it's time to just be lazy, eat soup, drink tea, whatever. And in summer, right, you may have a temptation to be like, no, it's time to travel, it's time to like be alive, it's time to be out and about. Honor whatever your personal season is right now, because you may be in winter and you may be entering a summer period, and it's definitely not time to be resting. Okay. Okay, and like your own body may be telling you that. You may be entering summer and your body's like, you know what, we need some like hardcore nap schedules going on right now. We need to like hermit a little bit right now. Whatever your system is telling you to do, just honor that, because like, it just keeps coming up over and over and over, like doing what is in your natural flow versus like what you think the external is asking of you, or what the seasons are asking of you. um yeah, yeah. Oh, I should probably go. There's some people coming out now. All right, but that's basically everything I wanted to share. So enjoy your winter solstice, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your holidays, or summer solstice. um but yeah, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me in this little moment here. And I hope that this has been supportive for all of you. And yeah, just take care. Oh, I didn't even like share the little nature spot I'm in. It's one of the reasons I was excited to like sit here with you guys. So I'll show a little bit of a view and then I'm gonna go. Yeah, so just like, nothing fancy, just a nice little creek. I know that some of you guys really like to see, like when I'm actually recording out in nature, I know some of you guys really like to partake in that as I'm speaking. So just to give a little taste of that before I head out. But yeah, thank you guys again so much. And thank you as well for always supporting the channel. I am eternally grateful for all the support I've received over the years. It's been such a journey and continues to be, as the world goes through its crazy changes, But yeah, happy holidays to everyone. Yeah, thank you for that reminder, Amanda. And just enjoy yourselves, take care of yourselves, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. Take care.